Oh, okay, I get it now. I wasn't actually... I've messed up my settings. Alright then. Right. Alright. Cool. Seems we have one viewer right now, and yeah, at least that's what OBS tells me, Streamlabs OBS tells me. And I hope, again, I hope I sound fine. Would be pretty annoying if I didn't, but yeah. Alright. Cool. Seems we have one viewer right now, and yeah, at least that's what OBS tells me. Okay, I do sound a little bit underwater, but right. Can't help it right now. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I already did some. I announced on evening that I was going to do some more human exercises today, and yeah, I hope you're going to be here with me. Excuse me. And yeah. Yeah, I want to today. I want to do a really chill stream, especially because like I was kind of having trouble with some stuff personally. It's just stuff like, okay, so just a question of like, actually, what do you want to do? You know, like Danny was asking me that question, kind of like what do I actually want to do with my art and stuff. I guess like I wanted to because right now I'm thinking about kind of, you know, like actually doing art school like for realsies, and I don't know. That's one of those things where I'm just kind of very. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm very just nervous about it because I don't know if I want to. I don't know if it's the right decision, and yeah, it's just a little bit difficult. I wonder if I should art configure video. I wonder if I could. Right, maybe put up the saturation a little bit. Hi there! I hope I sound good, and I hope you have fun being here today. Right. Yeah, I was just talking about how I kind of want to see if I can do some if I can just do some chilled stuff today, because I'm kind of having problems right now, like stuff. Because I want to decide if I want to be looking into actually. I want to see if I can go into. Basically, it's kind of I'm having the debate right now with people close to me. Should I go to art school, or is that one of those things where probably stay better if I just did it, you know, it's kind of as a hobby thing. And that's, again, big debate we're having, and I'm not sure myself about it, honestly. Pretty sure, you know, it's not that uncommon a question to have, and yeah, it sucks. And that just kind of sucks having to be, you know, kind of second guessing yourself a little bit, you know. Oh yeah, I'm doing a paper today because yeah, just kind of I realized I really like I don't know, I realized it kind of calms me a little bit. Digital is cool, but you know, physical is a little bit. Well, I got a little bit more experience, where I got a little bit more just it's a place to relax. Huh? Where's my... Oh, I get it. Okay. That's why my thing is opening the entire time, because the top of my book was laying on top of there. But yeah, I was kind of urged by again by Daniel to just kind of ask around. What are some other people's experiences with art school and that alike? Because kind of Daniel has that thing where I think he wishes he had done that. At least he wishes that he'd done that in sort of a yeah. Oh, just doing some exercises. Just doing some exercises with different people or whatever, different body types. And just actually kind of get a little bit more acquainted with stuff like that. I wonder if I'm coming through. Hmm. Just kind of looking again at a screen, kind of seeing sort of what I can do and what not, and yeah. What is happening in everybody else's lives? Because yeah, I'm being I'm a little bit tense right now. But yeah, it's nice to have some of you returning here, and yeah. I'm gonna check if my mic's on. I hate doing this. Okay. Right. Right, okay, so what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Instead of going off of this, going off of that. Probably should do more figure drawing, I think. I think I make my figures a little bit too, I think I make the box for the hips always a little bit too big and squarish. Oh well. Alright, that's happening in the background. Yeah, because in some way it really kind of caused a little bit of an identity crisis. That question if I should go to art school or not, because it's like it's literally like one of those questions that makes you go, so for whom are you doing this anyway? And like, am I trying to make it more commercial? Are you doing a little bit more of a personal art thing, or are you completely like, or are you just kind of out doing it as a hobby? It's honestly, to me, it's a difficult question because I've never been a person. Honestly, I just kind of stumbled into all of this, and it's like now that I actually have to treat it with a little bit more seriousness, I'm not sure. Oh, cool. Mm. What's your reason for that? I'm trying to learn that. Yeah. Um. The funniest thing is the kind of school that I'm trying to go into is less of a trying to evaluate school and more of a almost like kind of treating it like as a trade school type of thing where it's like, okay, makes no sense for you to want to learn any of this unless you're actually serious about it. So how about you how about you actually learn this like a trade type of thing? That's kind of how the type of school that I want to get into, and it's just that question of like, cool. Like that's basically that's a school. Yeah, that's just that kind of school. That's just the kind of school that one is. And I don't know. It's something about the commercial side, and I'm not entirely sure like what exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things of like just kind of learn things, learn different ways of doing things, and it's like I don't know. I'm not really. I don't think I have that kind of curiosity, or like that, not that curiosity, but like that, I don't like that uncertainty, because I'm a person who learn things specifically, basically, I want to get to an endpoint, I want to know how to get there, and then it's kind of trying to sort of, yeah, to me, I'm way more analytical, and I'm like, can something like an art school like that really do what I want from it, or like what I can it do what I could theoretically be doing myself? You know what I mean? Where it's like I want to do comics, I want to do certain stuff, and it's like, can I teach it to myself, or is that one of those things where no, when no, like some of this stuff is essential, or would I suppose the question. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, definitely you don't. I mean, it's just that kind of when it comes to actual jobs, it's one of those things where really in some ways in some ways it's literally about just just getting to a certain level and then convincing people that you can do things for them in a commercial sense. Like that's not really the question. It's more like, okay, can they teach me? I'm not sure if they can teach me the skills as well as I could be teaching certain skills myself, to myself. And that's the big question. Because like take for instance the I was talking to a rep and they told me a good exercise for things like that. Try to draw like 15 or 10 to 15 characters, like character sketches. And it's like that's interesting, and my brain is already getting spinning, but it's like I don't know, like what is good enough? You know, like what is good enough for me to be saying, okay, yeah. And I never done well in school. No, I don't want to go to a regular high school. That's fine, but you know, I suppose it's an age question. Because to me, it's more of a long-term, like, career type of thing. Because that's another thing Daniel told me, where it's like, oh, yeah, you're 26, or you're going 25, I was just still young enough, you can experiment. But again, I'm not a person for experiments. I'm not very curious for certain types of experimentation. I'm just, again, it's that autism thing. It's that desire for predictability that's kind of gets me through the day. And it really is one of those things. Every time I try something new, I have to. It's an arduous process, you know. It's just really arduous actually getting there, and yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not. You catching me kind of in not the greater mood because again, what do I don't know, just the question of like, what do you want to do with any of this? What do you want to do right now? What do you want to do? Do you want to do this for practical reasons? Do you want to do this because you feel good doing it? Or do you, yeah. That is kind of the big question I'm asking myself, and I'm not sure how to answer any of them. Like, I have certain ideas. I do wanna, I do wanna have certain projects under my belt, creative projects under my belt. See if I can tell them or make them before I die. And yeah, like, is that enough? It's about I don't know, I'm not a very commercial person. I'm always thinking like, to me, it's I never had really like illusions of grandeur. To me, it's always about like, hey, what could I do? What's reasonable to do? And you in the last, yeah. Oh, hey, hi, Fritzovich. Yeah, lots of questions, not a lot of answers. Hi, Fritzovich. We're just talking about me debating on whether or not I should go to art school for any kind of future careers or future prospects, because it's like, just trade. It's like that idea of like wanting to learn art as a trade versus doing art as kind of a personal thing or a thing to get better at, and it's just, I don't know. To me, it's one of those things where I would really like to know if I can get, if I can get to a certain point with my art without having to go to art school. Like, what is, like, how necessary is a lot of the stuff they could be teaching me there for, yeah. I know a lot of what I'm doing is yapping right now, but to get to a little bit now that Fritzovich is in the chat, and this is one of those things where, hey, well, I just wanted to tell you in person, I really like those fox drawings you did recently. Like, that was a design where I'm like, oh, shoot, that goes on the list. That goes on the list. Like, I generally think you hit it out of the park with with those two drawings of Hazel and Heathcliff. Always a funny name of it. That one cat that isn't Garfield. That's always what I think about when I hear those names. Oh. I hope my microphone doesn't sound too bad to y'all. That's another thing where it's like, sometimes I don't trust my own opinions, especially when it comes to stuff like, especially now that I'm doing something like streaming. Like, to me, it was a huge endeavor, for example, just getting myself out there. And, then there's a thing of like, hey, cool, you spent all that time doing, spent all that time doing just, those PNGs, and then it's like, oh no, your microphone sucks, and then it's like, oh, well, great, you did all that stuff for nothing. It just kind of makes me, it just kind of makes me, it kind of a little bit makes me angry and kind of doubt myself a little bit. Thanks. Yeah. And it's one of those questions that's like, I suppose it's just kind of, I'm not I personally don't think after having an actual discussion with that rep for that school yesterday, didn't come back with a very positive gut instinct, because I just wasn't. I know how well or not I do in school, and like group projects, and like gathering information and being stuck in sort of projects that I may or may not want to do, versus like versus like, I don't know, bringing my own stuff forward through kind of my own motivation. Again, I was pretty confident in that opinion, and then I was talking to Daniel today, and he said, no, that's and he asked some very pointed questions. By the way, I gotta be honest, I was so worried about all this stuff. I'm still worried about it, that I actually forgot to while we were talking this morning, to actually wish him a happy birthday. But which may not be so bad, because he actually goes to bed like super late and super early. So it's like, shit to him, it probably was still the previous day, so he probably didn't think of it himself. But yeah. Hmm. Just to reiterate, I was actually going through I was actually just talking about a exercise that they were telling me about. Just that exercise of like, I made these characters stand way too close, or these puppets way too close next to each other. That looks bad. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about an exercise where it's like where they were telling me about, how about you draw like 10 to 15 character designs or whatever in a thing, and it's like, ooh. Oh, cool, nice that you could decorate your cardboard helmet. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way though. It's one of those things. The question is like, the potential like the potential commercialization of it, the like, what do you would call it? Work, turning stuff into work versus doing stuff as a hobby. It's just one of those things where I'm kind of not sure myself. I don't really want to turn it into something, where with a lot of fucking failed states. Cause like that, I already have a lot. I'm already very I don't know if the word neurotic is the best way to put it, but it's like, I'm already very self-conscious about stuff that I'm doing. Like, I'm already telling myself like, hey, this could be better. Like, hey, wow, this rib cage looks kind of bad. Ooh, or whatever. It's like, hey, this isn't like, is this the right shape and stuff like this. And then actually like having another layer on top of that that is more, I guess, organizational or whatever. Like official exercise, like official things, like official assignments, I should say. That's, yeah. And I don't know if the trade-off in terms of like, literally gaining experience with it is worth it. I don't know. I kind of have my doubts about it. In the same way, I'm the same boat as you, where I'm like, I don't want to ruin it as a hobby either. To me, that'd be just a terrible thing. Because I don't do well in school. Just the kind of environment, the kind of, again, assignments and stuff like that. It's like, bleh. Not a real fan, not a fan at all of it, really. Kind of interesting to do it this way. Usually I just do it with a couple of balls, instructing my like figures. It's kind of interesting to do it with a little bit more of a measuring thing. That's why I like doing some of these exercises. But nice that everybody else seems to have a little bit of a so I have to do it, readjust the zoom manually. It's nice that everybody seems to have a little bit of a what would you call it, hobby kind of going on? Not hobby going on. Nice that everybody can kind of have a kind of has a project right now going on in the chat, it seems. I'll definitely be talking with my therapist about a lot of this stuff tomorrow because I think it's a yeah. I really don't have an answer to a lot of the questions that I'm kind of being thrust upon right now, and even the answer of like accept, decline, you know, like that big imaginary button that's hovering over you. It's like that's just damn, that's a big button. That's a big red hot button. Like, do I want to put myself into a room? Because I'm not good with competition. My mom kind of has the same thing going on when I was talking to her about it and her friend yesterday. When we were at like one of those nice chic little coffee shops, bakeries or whatever. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. But seriously, we were kind of having a coffee or whatever, and we were thinking, you know, just kind of debating. It's like, you know, the efficacy of skills that you learn at school, or like the bragging rights versus like the actual what do you call it? You know, like that sort of feeling that you get when you realize, oh, I've kind of done this myself. You know, like for instance with Fritzovich, where it's like, yeah, mm. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing I think of when I think of Fritzovich, where it's like, I really respect you so much because you seem to have taught all of what you're doing yourself. You know you've done it. You've done a lot of the stuff that you're doing and applying in your art very successfully. Again, kind of yourself, and it's like that's always somebody to admire. That's always the kind of person I've admired most. And it's like I don't know if I just value any kind of school advice that much because I've never have. I never. Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. I don't know how that will go. I don't know if of anything really, and it's just, you know, again, I got some social issues, I got some social skill issues, and it's it's hard, and just the question of like whether or not I want to or not is just kind of, you know, how to me it's always the question of like what do I actually want to do, you know? It's like that's kind of what Daniel asked me today, and it's like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do at all? And it's just, what do you want to do for work? What do you want to do for your future? And it's just, it's a question of like, do I want to define my future with what I do or what you know, what I want to do? Because I feel like there's a difference. Like, do I want to do a do I want to get through projects, or do I want to? I don't know. In a weird way, it's kind of one of those things where if I was doing art school, would I really be doing anything? You know what I mean? Like versus like, hey, ooh, I'm doing this comic, I'm doing this project, I'm doing this right now, I'm doing this, and kind of like rolling it out there. You know, if it gets popular enough, I wanna do you know, I wanna get it out there, whatever. To me, that's actually doing something applied. It's always kind of the thing that kind of stood in the way of me and school. It's like, sure, I could be learning about this, or I could be doing something. Never had that. I never was good just thinking about it. I was like, yeah, no, I could be doing something right now instead of sitting here. And that's, yeah. Because like what I'm passionate about really is just drawing in general, and I don't know. Again, it's that potential gain versus I don't know actual real life. Because potential gain would be like new ideas, no impulses. But the net gain that I've experienced with a lot of my school experiences in the past was just always a lot of net loss and a lot of like social things spent, and that's with me. That's something that I don't usually easily get over, and so it's like, oh shoot. It's kind of interesting. I'm doing some of this stuff, and I feel like a lot of the corners, a lot of the rough shapes of the human body, I feel like I already got some of the stuff down before even looking at the reference material. I'm saying some, not all, because there I'm kind of looking at this, and I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I should fill this out a little bit more. I should make the a little bit more curved, a little bit more diamond shaped. Well, yeah, thanks to some of you for yeah. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of social issues. I never made friends in university. It's sort of discouraging at first, but I didn't mind it in studies. But I imagine it would be harder to be lonely in an art course. Yes, that is kind of the big question. It's like, hey, what am I doing wrong here? Like, could you give me some advice? And it's like, I don't know. I'm always the person that usually just shuts up or shuts down instead of actually asking these questions. Like it might sound easy to it just might sound contradictory to like me doing a stream or whatever and actually putting myself out there right now. But it's like I want to do this to be to have, like to have a social outlet, kind of a little bit on my terms. I can just turn off the stream. I can choose who to respond, whom to respond to, and whom not. And it's just so there's something you can't when you have to do this in an art class and have to again do it in the sense of like, oh, I didn't get this from the assignment, like could somebody tell me, and like, oh, ooh, and that's exactly the thing. That's exactly the situation where I kind of see a lot of horror in it. Hmm. Oh, thanks for saying that. Yeah, I know, it's just one of those things where it's you're making a good. I think if I feel like even without saying it, you're kind of making a good point. It's just what is the actual like? In how much could theoretically my mind actively be expanded by art school? In like an official capacity. That is really what I'm just kind of asking myself. It's like, cool. What could I be doing? Like that's the thing, isn't it? Where it's like if you want something new too, you could be thinking about like, hey, what could be something new? You know what I mean? Like your brain's actively asking, okay, think outside the box. It's like think, what could a school be doing, or what could a school be teaching you? And then it kind of goes for me. It kind of goes something like applying colors better, actually doing stuff with different moods. Um, Maybe do a lot more stuff in a way that's more again, just stuff like do more character sketches, do more character concepts, and I feel like that's uh frankly, do I need a curriculum at this point, or could I just write this down and look for stuff myself? That's the big important question. And again, like just weighing a lot of the stuff over with you, it's like, yeah, that's really is be called into question. Because like Daniel's a fucking he don't know what he talking about. No, I mean like Daniel is he doesn't have the problems that I have seemingly in a lot of these settings. He has sometimes I have the feeling that he flies a lot better in social situations than I do. I always clamor up. Even let me tell you a really let me tell you a really funny story that literally happened to me like an hour ago. It's like I was still having these thoughts, and I came across a couple of people that I knew from childhood. Some of one of those things like friends, and I read at like a really dumb saying or whatever. Just some bleh. Just putting that out there just because, I don't know, I didn't want to actually say something, just because I was so awkward about, just because I was going out on, yeah. Just because I was just kind of trying to shut up. Yep, another stream. Bro, listen to my microphone. I'm not that expensive. The economy has nothing to do with it, stupid. This time, which is usually the opposite of what they get entailed. But nice to have you here. Nice to have you here, dude. But yeah, to go back to this art school issue, I think in a lot of ways, I kind of made myself a little bit of a plan already. Just in a kind of way of like, and I feel like I encourage a lot of other people to do the same. Um, if you have the time, or if you can make the time for an art school, like what would be your ideal lesson plan? That is kind of the question. What is your ideal lesson plan? What is the stuff that you would want to learn? Oh, I'm just doing some studies. Like, what is your ideal plan? What would you, in the span of, again, this is assuming you have a lot of free time, and I know a lot of people who do art, whatever, already, like, tend to be, like, a little bit more, not asocial, but a little bit more closed off, and it's like, I feel like if if you have the time to do art, you have the time to teach you how to do art better. And this is one of those things like make a little list like what would you want to have done in 4 years? Or like assuming you have enough time to hypothetically do an art school on the side, or even just kind of like stuff again because it's your ideal course. What would you want to be making time for? I suppose that's the better question. What would you want to make time for? What kind of exercises? What kind of art? It's a little like it's a little bit more of a planning question, but I feel like that really should help you and help me kind of get through the issue of like whether or not I should go to art school. It's like I would love to do again just like animatic stuff or just kind of see if in the next 4 years I could be doing a even just an animatic again, like one of those like fucking where do you go with like those Hamilton animatics, like those freaking stuff or whatever. Just kind of like, could you be telling a story with just limited animation or like even just your own shitty, terrible voice acting? But to go back to what Fritzovich said previously, that I'm doing fine or that I'm doing good without art school. I suppose really the question is, it's that old chestnut of like, what is it, like skill maxing, looks maxing, that type of thing. It's like, but could you be better though? And that's always the interesting question. Could you be better though? Or like, if you did this, could you be better? What is the optimum? And I don't know if this is if again, especially because I like doing it every day. I like drawing every day on my own. Whether or not this is a question of that, or if art school might not be doing exactly the opposite, as Fritzovich already said. It's like, could the motivation be going down instead of up? If I was learning, like, for example, like learning the Adobe suite or whatever as like a course, versus like when I'm doing, like in Clip Studio Paint already, when I'm doing this and that, and just because it's like some kind of industry standard, do I even want to work in the industry? And whew, that's, again, I told you there was a lot of questions here. And it's like, do I want to work in an industry? Do I want to work by an industry standard or by my own standards? Can I be, again, this goes back to the kind of what I previously said. Can I make a plan that works for me and nobody else? And is that good enough? That is always the question that I think is much more interesting, although it might not get you like as like start and stop as big as the question of like how good could you be? What could the best you can be? The question of what is good enough for you? What is the biggest? What is the most good enough? And like, where can we meet in the middle? I feel like that's just that's the human experience in a nutshell. It's like, what is good enough? We're bombarded constantly with so much stuff, and it's like, yeah. And honestly, would I be saying that if I was doing, stuff like this right now, is this good enough for me? And that's a question I don't think anybody else other than me can answer. And it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, when I hear the question of art school, it's kind of the question of like, could I be unintentionally holding myself back, and or is even the notion of could I be holding myself back a sign of self-doubt? And that's, again, you see the conundrum I have built for myself right there, just kind of going off. And it's like, yeah, it's a question of like, if I wasn't doing this on my own, would it be better? I do appreciate people who do this by themselves, but I don't, am I doing something wrong? And that's always there's the tendency that my brain just kind of runs along in. And right now, if I was honest with myself, what I want to do, what I think I want to do, I don't think I'm doing wrong. I just kind of don't. If I was asking my own question that I proposed, I don't think I'm doing wrong. But it's like, is that a good enough reason to say no to art school? And, yeah. Ba-ba-ba-ba-boom. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. So just that's really just, yeah. I think you have a very good head on your shoulders when it comes to that. I used the metaphor yesterday of like, do I want to take this like a ramp that I can define the what is it, the incline of, or do I want to entrust myself alongside like one of those like climbing walls, you know, like one of those like wall climbing things, where it's like, do I want to have a pre-built climbing wall, or do I want to have an incline that I can set myself the incline of, a ramp that I can set myself the incline of? I suppose this is one of those things where I just have to I try to have to see where Daniel is coming from. Because he never went to art school, and I feel like he wishes that he did. I think he wishes that he did. And he's seeing in me is kind of it's kind of one of those things like, yeah, I would be foolish not to do it, and I don't entirely agree with that. I feel like he is, as much as I love him, I feel like he's coming a little bit from that position of like the grass is green on the other side, because he's from the US, I'm from Germany, I have access to the German resources, a lot of like government support or whatever. It's not a money thing. It definitely is not a money thing, and that's something I have to add for context. Um, it's really just one of those things, whether or not it's the process, and yeah, I feel like the process is like, a word that he used is the word discipline. Do I not have the discipline to do that? And frankly, I feel like when you bring in the word discipline, it's one of those things where a lot of neurons are firing because that is one of those words where, you know, you want to be disciplined, you want to have a lot of those things. Again, Augen links, Hacken geschlagen, you know, uniform put on. You want to have the legendary Prussian discipline, right? But on the other hand, you know, like, for whom are you? What is the kind of this, like, who is the recipient of it? That is, I feel like where that idea of discipline kind of gets to kind of comes to a head. Really, that's a question that I think, especially if you're German, you should have asked that. We should have asked that so many times. It's like, whom are we disciplined for? Are we doing it for you know, for the chef? Are we doing it for the Kaiser? Are we doing it for the Führer? Are we doing this for us? Whom are we doing this for? And yeah, it's like, do I want to be the most disciplined person in my own little army, or do I want to be the most disciplined person in someone else's outfit? And I feel like a lot of the stuff, that's kind of where I myself have to be like, where, again, going with the military metaphor, where I have to pick my own battles. Because at the end of the day, that's really what you're doing when you're joining up anything. It's not like anybody conscripts you into any kind of, you know, any kind of army or whatever. At least not yet. At least not yet. Maybe if Putin, you know, but yeah. No, like, nobody, especially in art, nobody is telling you what to do. Nobody is, and that's just what makes it appealing, but also what makes it very hard. I do, in certain aspects, I do want to be a hobbyist. I do want to be a hobbyist. I want to teach things to myself, because that's always what I've idolized the most, always. It's like, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things, again, like, when you're doing it for yourself, it's really one of those questions, yeah, that really does tempt you, again, as I said earlier, to say, you know, like, what could you be teaching yourself, or like, what could you be getting better at? I don't know. I've always been a person. To me, that's always a difficult. It makes it difficult personally for me because I'm a person who always questions themselves. Like, what could I be doing better? And I feel like my biggest problem is sometimes I do it too much, and sometimes I think I am doing it too often. Just kind of that I don't get anything done, and I don't think sometimes my biggest problem is mindset rather than actual skill again. But yeah, I feel like I think we've talked all about those a lot of those aspects, like this actual speed of gaining the knowledge, the actual acquiring of the knowledge itself, the usefulness of the knowledge. I feel like we've gotten some collective thoughts already out there, and I think that's good. How about anyone for Twitch? What are you working on? Actually, let me quickly get a refill of my coffee. Be back in a sec. Right. I'm back. Ooh. Hmm. So with the same mindset, it's really difficult to overcome. I hope you can figure out what you want to do. Oh, all right. And if you're not working on anything, that's fine. I always like when you come up with ideas by looking at your toys. I know you've shown me some cool stuff in the past. Yeah, another factor to consider really is yeah, while I was getting a coffee downstairs, I was talking with my mom. Again, we talked extensively about that yesterday, but just kind of going through it again, and yeah, we're just kind of coming to the thing of like another factor to consider is always again like what if like what is the reliability of other people? That's to me is the biggest argument against going to art school, where it's like what if something isn't working out as well and you're kind of stranded and you're in the middle of a creative project and being like, oh shit, I have to wait until the whatever professor, docent, the guy leading the course is coming back. Like, how reliable is that? Is that everything? And I don't do with I don't do well with unreliability. Mm. But yeah, when it comes to actually having a final answer, I feel like that final answer is something you can't push. I'm at best like the earliest entry point now would be September. I'm sure it's good to prepare for a lot of that stuff, but I'm safe with a lot of like the insurance stuff, so again I don't have to really be pushing for a final answer anytime soon. It would be like, either next February or September anyway, so it's like yeah. All right, am I still online? I feel like I'm still online. Right. Hmm. Oh yeah. Deadlines are the worst. I always give them to myself too, even though I don't need to. And it's like, oh yeah, when it comes to official deadlines, especially on stuff that I personally don't want to work on, I'm I tend to be getting pretty antsy. So I know where you're coming from. All alone and alone for all I've ever seen. I swear to God, it makes me feel like I'm drawing that one fucking SCP. Hmm. Oh, where for anybody out there is like, how's spring treating you? It's just kind of one of those things where you're just kind of, you know, I'm bad with small talk. Anyway, yeah, like pollen and all that shit. Like that's kind of like one of those things where okay, I'm just babbling at this point. Right, so yeah, where I'm at, we got a lot of good trees going on, a lot of good trees, a lot of good just that generally stuff happening. Just some real greenery, and like actually where I'm at, it's kind of getting, it's like the most sunniest, like warmest day it's been this year, and you know, how is it where everybody else at? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My tablet does not want to interact with the stream right now. Oh no. I wish I hadn't done this on a page that has so much gunk on it, but that's just kind of what you get when you bleed through. Yeah, I was just doing this for an art trade. The dude was just kind of like, hey, you want to do an art trade? And I was like, group, sure. And like, and so I just quickly threw together this for him. I think it looks really good. Looks pretty hunky and chunky. I like it. So I was like, yeah. I'd really love to get over some of this stuff with like some of the Andrew Loomis stuff that I've already done previously. That'd be kind of cool. But I don't know. I kind of want to see if I can. Yeah, I love the spring does not love me. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That seasonal allergy thing. I don't really have to do. I don't really have anything to do with a lot of that stuff, but it's just I don't know. I can definitely feel some of that where it's like ooh. Like, even though I don't have an official allergy or whatever, I still kind of feel under the weather a little bit with just with some of the stuff here. Huh? Yeah, I'm kind of doing these things off of kind of doing these things off of like just general stuff from like Line Sensei or whatever. And I really like combining some of that stuff. I really like the idea of eventually just kind of again since we've already talked about it for a little bit, just that idea of kind of you know oh all right. Oh yeah, I've tried really hard. I got this stuff from again the Etherington brothers on like fucking coloring dark fur. And it's like that stuff was so handy. Like otherwise like oh boy. Oh boy. Like yeah, trying to get like a specific gray tones to look good in physical. Oh yeah, nah bruh, that stuff sucks. So trying to get some of that stuff to look good in physical just woo, that is hard. That is hard. But yeah, I feel like I did a really good job with that. Just kind of basically what I did was like because the character has like different arm colors. The tip of the tail has a different color. It looks more like a weird like a bulb or whatever. But that's my fault. I didn't really know how to convey that. Still don't know how to convey like like fur color differences or whatever that well. Still don't know if I should do like extra lines for it, like for extra tufts, or I should make it more clean cut. I mean, if you look at the model that the kind of the PNG tuber puppet on the neck, like it's like the neck fur is like a different, has line work to differentiate it, and the tail kind of, I mean, it still does, but it's less floofy, and it's like it's really hard to sometimes differentiate what is a good fade. Or even just look at the fingers right here when I redid the colors on the hand or paw or whatever, and it's like you can clearly see how that has both a red and a beige kind of going on, and it's really hard to sort of decipher like what would look good, what is a cool like fade, what is a cool thing, and it's like that's hard, especially then in physical. But yeah, basically what I did was like darker color on the forearms, on the bottom of the legs, and like this, and oh, it was difficult, but then I kind of went over it with sort of the same kind of marker. I kind of went over it with the same kind of marker. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was V3. It was like violet number 3. From like I have a bunch of different markers. I got them in a convolute and whatever, and I kind of I'm sort of happy with them. And this is where it kind of gets super specific. So it's like I try to work around it. This is where sometimes my coloring looks off, but because it's hugely improvised. But like yeah, I kind of went over it, and especially here, I think like the transition of like the fake muscle sort of thing beneath the fur, which is always a beloved favorite. I think it came out pretty good. I just used I kind of went over the base color with like, I think this was the base color, then I went over it with a darker color, then with a highlight marker, and then I went over that highlight marker in certain areas with the sort of the violet 3, which is sort of an in-betweeny thing. And yeah, that came out really good. I did that like on an impulse, and it's like, yeah, so it carried a really good fade. So it's not like I'm completely incapable of trying new things or teaching myself new things. I was like, yeah, it's just kind of going back to the whole thing of like treating yourself that stuff versus actually having it taught to you. Of course, I always like thinking about some of that stuff that I've taught myself, and to me, that's the stuff that usually sticks around in my brain a lot longer than stuff that's been told to me or taught to me. But yeah, again, this is kind of some of the experience where I'm kind of going, But yeah, long story short, thanks. I really like that I kind of experiment a little bit more with the background. I still need to do the background. I kind of want to see what they think, so just get some of their feedback. But yeah. Oh, and do I still have it in this thing? Or is it like... Gotta look into something right here. This is what I did on a previous stream. And here's stuff I've been working on for the commission. Still need to do the second page. Still need to tell Jotun about it. Like, do I still have the... I should ink. I should really ink the reference sheet. Look, you got Puma and Josie riding on Puma. I like that. That's so cute. Specifically for Fritzovich, do I have my thing in here? No, I don't. Shit. Oh well, I'll upload it later on, or you could always check Jotun's thing for the final version of the of his pig redesign. I think that should be interesting to you. Of interest to you. I'm never sure if I... Oh, thank God. I always second guess myself. It's like, hey, if I hit that one button on my mouse, will that do something weird with my streaming software? No, it won't. Right, this is why I set it up. It will only do that if I do it with the number keys. Put the work in physical. I think you do a great job color matching to digital references. Oh, thanks. Yeah, sometimes it's really about you probably won't think that if I show you the original image, which is again way more matted, but you know, blues and stuff like that work really well for grays, I think. You know, like the original color reference for that character. Here's the original color reference, where it's like... Actually, it probably looks way bluer now that you see it reflected, but that's kind of me point. Like just kind of something like this. It's kind of really difficult to do. And you got a lot of like little doodads, little whatever, but yeah. Anyway, again, just thanks for your feedback. I always appreciate that. Something I really want to do for the future. Like that's one of my biggest things where I wish, where I kind of have that subtle feeling of like, no, only art school could teach me this, but you know that's fully bullshit. It definitely would be like matching colors to like different themes or times of day. That's what I really would like to actually dip my toes in, but that's difficult. That's, I can see that being like really like like just nighttime themes. It's like I can't. Ooh, that's one of those things where I just sometimes feel like I can't. But why can't you though? Because I can't. Why? Because I can't. But why? Damn, that looks really good. Yeah, this is one of those things where has anybody got any like cool little ideas that I could try to sketch out a little bit? Because one of the things I want to do on stream at least once, just to see how it works, see if I can do it in the future. If anybody here like just I want to see if I can do like a 30-minute sketch or whatever for like somebody in the chat giving me a cool idea and like me trying to sketch something like that out. If anyone watching wants to give like a little bit of a suggestion, like that'd be cool. Whoa. Hmm. 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 Alright, since nothing, at least now, seems to be coming in. I probably should just number these streams. Right. Okay, since no suggestions have come in so far, I feel like I should just continue with references. I like doing these like little I'm trying to match up some of these like trying to match up some of these little character puppets with like basically I like doing these little character like puppet things or like pose things because you know just for brain reasons. Brain reasons. You know, just that thing of, hey guys, you know, hey, I might use that in the future. I might get a little bit more of that muscle memory in. How do I do good poses? Draw more poses. Ah. Huh? Yep. How do I get better at posing? Do more draw more poses. Ooh. Oh. What the hell? Don't know if anybody's still listening is interested in video games or anything, but it's like, I had a thought about GTA 6 today. It's like, I was going back to watching reviews for the original GTA 5 back in 2013. Like, even people that I loved watching, it's like they were really like. What's so interesting is like people were so deprived of a new GTA game that's like they looked past so many of the flaws of GTA 5, and it's like now that we kind of gotten away from it, it's like we gotten so and now I feel like we're actually open to talk about the flaws, but I'm so convinced that if, like when GTA 6 comes out, everybody will just keep talking about it as if it was the best game in the franchise or like the greatest game. And I feel like it's literally going to be just because we haven't had one in literally like more than double the length, almost triple. Yeah, seriously, closer to triple the length of the time between GTA 4 and 5, which is insane. And I'm not honestly. I just kind of gotten away from being a fan of GTA. I used to like it when like during the PS2 era. I feel like that's when it peaked. GTA 4 was really good, I think, but even then, it wasn't like what I wanted playing all the other games. It's like I'm just with whatever we're left with now with GTA. It's like, ugh. Because I actually started playing. I don't know if I mentioned this anywhere before, but I recently started playing Vice City, and it's like, more accurately, Vice City Extended, and it's like, it's really good. Like Vice City, especially with Vice City Extended, is so good. It's like, oh my god, like basically, let me tell you the difference. GTA in its current state, the only way you can get a DeLorean, or like the Deluxo, the weird like DeLorean pastiche in the GTA universe, is if you play GTA Online. Which is basically a totally different game from GTA 5. The way you get a DeLorean, or like a different looking version of that thing from previous GTA games, you get that by completing the first list of cars that you bring back to the fucking Sunshine Autos garage or whatever. Like, you literally just have to steal them, grand theft these autos, and then, whoop, like, first thing, you get a DeLorean. Is it the best car in the game? No, but it's so on theme and so iconic and so stylish that it's like, oh, shoot. It's like, oh, like you basically have to like do all this crazy stuff, like buy shark cards, be in for all the DLCs, do the missions, spend so much time. Versus in GTA Vice City, you can just play it, you know? You can just play it for a while, get through those missions, and go like, oh, cool, now I can actually have this cool car that actually fits. And it's like, it just takes so much more effort in modern, like in current day GTA, with all these terrible business practices that the games industry just indulges in, and I'm just not in for GTA 6. Just absolutely not in for it. I I know people have been making memes about Red Dead 2 or whatever, but it's like I'm not that there for it either. Cool, you have that famous house building montage or whatever, the meme to death, but it's like not in. Sorry, not in. I know that they keep putting it on sale. I know they put the original RE on there, but like, sorry, but like like 2000s GTA will always be unbeatable to me. And even then, it has a lot of problems. Now, the biggest problem really is that the GTA series has that it has no competition. And that sucks. That sucks so bad. I don't like it. But what I definitely do wanna, like, basically, I'm thinking, like, when I'm done with this stream or whatever, first I'm probably gonna go for a walk and actually do some more stuff, actually some more thing about the important things. But after I'm done doing that, I really do wanna play a little bit more Vice City and actually get that Deluxo or DeLorean. Because like that seems so cool. I so enjoyed it. Getting it that I can drive a San Francisco, which is like one of the few other games where you can actually play that car. And it's like, I love that. You go and drive a San Francisco, which has been unlisted for basically everywhere because Ubisoft is a piece of, well, you know, Ubisoft is Ubisoft. Like when you actually hit 88 miles per hour, 88 miles per hour, like you actually get to replay the first mission from the first driver game, that notorious ass mission, and it's like, ugh. Getting all your gaming knowledge secondhand. Welcome to my world. It's like, oh yeah. Funnily enough, talking about the Wii, for this drawing, I actually looked at some images from Donkey Kong Country Returns. I still love that game. It has such a vibe. It's like I first played that on the Wii way back in the day, and it's like, monkey. I think that game might be partially why I'm into jazz. Like, ooh, yeah, that is some shit. But yeah, that's kind of, I think the whole gaming thing is, it's hard right now. It's like I probably would be doing it a lot more often if it was less hostile, or like just as a consumer or a customer. Customer. If all these pricing schemes and all this other stuff wasn't there, it's like, ugh. Yeah, I was looking at some art from the factory level, for it. I remember. I think it's so legendary that one, like the first stage of that game, or the first stage of that world, where it's like it's all in shadow, and then you actually like your first action is to like activate these giant fans to just blow away all the smoke. And it's like it's the most visually like it's almost like a Limbo-esque. Maybe it's not the right comparison, but it's like it's just so cool how you can see like how you can just play a game in silhouette like that. It's like the same. It's the same with the sunset levels in that game. It's like, oh, so stylish and so courageous of them. I played Tropical Freeze. It wasn't the same, but it was a good game. It has some cool antler designs though. The game has some really cool antler designs. It was like that walrus or whatever. Like it was cool. Oh, and that like the like seal. Yeah. To be honest, I first back when I had a Wii U, yes, I actually bought that piece of shit. It was like, it's like I wanted to play Tropical Freeze so bad, but then I realized I had to play the Wii U, and I was like, nah. Recently, like a year or two ago, I played it on an emulator, and it's like, oh, you have a Wii? Oh, I also remember it was available on a 3DS, but like, yeah, honestly, it's a Nintendo game. On God, if it's a Nintendo game, doesn't matter how good it is, download the ROM on an illicit website. I was the world's only Wii U owner. I don't mind. Did you see that meme of like actually one singular Wii U console was sold in like December 2023, and then somebody just responded with, and y'all said that console was dead. Yeah, a single brand new Wii console was sold during September 2023. So, it comes with a single card that says, no, you are not. Oh, never mind. God, what was that thing? Nintendo sold a single new Wii U in the US this year. Was it you? Reveal yourself. Uh, uh, I'm dying to know who purchased the new Wii U in September. The funniest thing is like, woo. But yeah, honestly, like, Donkey Kong Country Returns, bro, just download an emulator. Any Nintendo game, just download an emulator. No, the real joke about just one new one being sold is that it was technically already discontinued. Yeah, we're gonna be playing on that. It's like I remember they like for some stupid Nintendo thing promotion, they actually sent like I remember they gave me like Mario Kart 7 for free or whatever. I don't remember why, but it's like, oh, oh yeah, even that wasn't enough to save the thing. It's like it was about fucking having to recharge your fucking controller that much that really threw me off. It's like that was not good. And it's like I think they did everything right with the Switch. Just unironically. It's just like, oh yeah, they did nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Like, it was absolutely the right direction to take this thing in, and it's like, ooh boy, ooh boy. The Wii U. Funniest thing is, I didn't even have it for that long. It's just, I feel like, or maybe I did, but it's like, yeesh. I wish I kept it just for the joke, but it's like, nah. At some point, you just have to, yeah. Oh Nintendo, oh Nintendo. Never was a huge Nintendo fanboy. I feel like genuinely with Nintendo games, it's one of those questions where you just have to ask, okay, what could you actually be playing on it? And if the question is like, a mid version of everything else plus a lot of like Mario franchise stuff, it's like then it's not likely going to be worth it. It's more it really with Nintendo is like the only company, especially with their business practices, where I say just pirate the damn thing. Just wait until the emulator comes out. It's like ooh, but yeah, double more so with the Wii U, where it's like oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I also used to play the PS2. Guess what? Guess what? Yes, I just have that in my bottom drawer. This is my rainy day stash. I never played this one. I never played Call of Duty, the big communist one. The enlarged communist one. Yes, all this time I've just stashed a PS2 fat in my bottom drawer. That is some fucking me logic, and it's right back in there, so you will always know that it's down in there. This isn't a childhood thing, it's just like literally one of those things where it's like, I like the idea of having a PS2. I don't know why, I just love having a PS2. Just ready, because again, it reminds me like what gaming could be. But it's funny, I don't even play that many video games. I usually have my 2 or 3 games that I like to play, like long-term stuff, city builders, like more smaller stuff. But when it comes like, I want to really actually finally play Vice City, and it's like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. Fuck it, download the original version because Rockstar doesn't want you to play that one. And it's like, yeah. Oh, I'm not blaming you. I like the look of the PS2. You're 25? Hey, cool. I won't be in another month. Actually, less than another month, like 20 something days or something. Yeah. So, like, yeah. Cool. I feel like we talked about this in the past, but I feel like, I don't know, I would clock you as being older, especially because he's so good with some of that stuff. So it's not even nostalgia. It's like the PS2 is just a good console. The PS2 is just really good. It's just like it had like one of the biggest, largest things. Remember, that was the console. That was the console that made Sony so bloody overconfident that it could actually sell whatever the fuck piece of shit the PS3 was. And it flopped so bad. It flopped like so bad. And it's like, oh no. But yeah, that's the reason. And frankly, like yeah. Like my first, I don't know. I think it was a toss up between a Wii and a PS1, and then it was the PS2 Fat, then the Slim, and then the PS3. Then I stopped having consoles entirely at the PS4 because that literally is like the cutoff date. It's like, what is this, all this bullshit? It's like I just like the idea of having a gaming console with no fuss on it. Just like a thing with games, like the physical thing. It's like, oh. After that, nah. Nah, just literally one of those things. After it stopped, after it essentially just became the same thing as downloading a Steam game or whatever. It's like nah. Oh yeah, the startup sound. The yeah, Damn. Yeah, that is. Talking about startup things. The GTA Vice City thing, like what I genuinely respect Rockstar for, and what I expect they would never do again, is actually like in the opening, like the Rockstar North logo in GTA Vice City, they actually have like they actually emulate like an old Commodore 64 opening where it's like I have a PC like a monitor like in front of the logo saying play Vice like play dot 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 Vice City. They type it out, and in the background there's Video Killed the Radio Star playing, and it's like, oh, that is so good. There's some actually like that feels authentic. That feels like the developers really knew that time period well, and like they were into that at the time. So it's like it's nice that they actually got to put that in their games. The funniest thing is now going back, like re-examining GTA. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it was the big hype. It's literally everything that's wrong with society game series that people made it out to be back then. It's one of those things where you just kind of have to go like, oh, literally every character is swearing, literally everything is this, everything is that. It's like this air of hyper violence and like stupidity that makes it feel more like a game version of like something like The Simpsons or whatever, just even more dialed up. It's like it's just kind of a pushing and pushing and pushing thing, and the fact that people actually fell for that is kind of hilarious, honestly. And I remember the jingles used to go, oh, oh. And really, what do you expect from a game that has like an ad about donuts or whatever? And like the donuts are meant to be like an analogy for buttholes. It's like, ooh, how do you like to eat fucking Rusty Brown's ring donuts? And it's like, I like to, I don't know, put my tongue around there, and it's like I like to blah blah blah, and it's like all and like whatever metaphor. And it's like it's so hyper about it that it's like it could really only come from like that crude era of the 2000s, where like that was like the height of comedy. Of course, I don't want to say anything about like the Hauser brothers or whatever the fuck that actually were behind the series. Like the actual management at Rockstar, the guy that is notoriously bad, and frankly, like yeah, I'm not gonna put that into context, but like the actual product itself, that was really over dramatic. Like I could see how people would be like, yeah, if they were accepting it for what it is and say, okay, that's wrong. It's like I really don't like this. I oppose it. Like that's fine. I feel like that's a good take, especially because Rockstar just goes that far sometimes, and it's like, oh, like, do you have any other kind of humor? No, it's just that's the world building. The world building is piss, literally. The German import beer is called piss water. Thank you. Very cool, I guess. Like, if there was a different kind of humor than that, I would actually applaud that. But other than that, yeah, nah, it's alright. I remember the jingles used to go, oh, oh, first one, oh, oh, and was the last one you killed. Oh, by the way, pro tip for the Demolition Man mission with the little helicopter. Maybe that was just like a Vice extended thing. Actually try and kill everybody in the building. There's a phrase that's definitely not going to get me put on a watch list. Try to murder everybody with the remote control helicopter before you pick up any of the bombs. That way you're gonna have smooth sailing. Otherwise, the mission is absolutely criminal. Like unreasonably difficult. You literally, like, I feel like this is like part of that game design that Rockstar would never do again, where it's like, oh no, you did it in the wrong order, you did it your way, die scum, you didn't do it our way. And it's like, ow. Okay, yeah, something about this looks really off. Right. Okay. Hmm. But yeah, overall, I want to say thanks for being here. I was actually when I was talking to Daniel about the whole art school project, it definitely was definitely asked me like, hey, why don't you go do the stream thing and ask some of the people there to think about their opinion. And I really and like he specifically mentioned you because I've mentioned you in the past and how much I respect you. So yeah, again, thanks for being here and actually having sort of answer kind of giving weighed in on your suggestions with that. I knew some of your positions already, but I definitely did want to just actually talk about it in a more concrete sense. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I was especially surprised because I know you have a really tight schedule. You mentioned that in the past, but I don't know, I thought it was especially it was especially cool here now because yeah, it is such a now issue, and the fact that you made it here today, like that is really cool. Because otherwise I would be probably chewing on it a lot more. It's like fuck, what if what if like literally no, I was just kind of it's about the amount of opinions, right? The amount of opinions you can get at any given time, where it's like how many people who know their stuff can actually weigh in on this versus like yeah versus just like kind of guessing or like yeah but yeah I feel like again as I said previously while I was refilling my coffee during the stream earlier, I was kind of talking with my mom about it, and it's like yeah, this stuff really is something that you cannot really put a deadline on with a decision like that. Like if you're doing this on a small deadline or whatever, on a short deadline, you're probably gonna make bad decisions. And my decision is weighed heavily against art school so far because it's just the cost and benefits just don't really line up versus like what I think I could do for myself, and especially with what I want to do. And even though I raised a few good questions, um, I do think yeah, a lot of the stuff is largely solvable by myself. I think it's just going to require a little bit more time, kind of like you said, and I definitely will give myself a lot more time with the art process. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I don't know if it's my style. I'm really just going off of like again tutorials by a certain person. Again, I really like Line Sensei's tutorials. I've been kind of trying to sort of emulate the poses for a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. And even though I'm doing a lot more stuff, I feel like I'm what I am kind of decent at least, is just kind of seeing, again, some of the variations, kind of trying to translate that. Again, I don't want to like copy anything. Like I just kind of right now I just kind of want to see if I can just get the basic poses down. Oh, I'm not actually good at showing it off then. Oh well, but yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think I'm good at it yet. I just want to study some of the basic poses. Just because again, some of this is interesting, some of this is pretty dynamic. Obviously, some of it is a little bit suggestive, and I'm a little bit indifferent towards that side, but it's definitely cool to see. Again, it's definitely cool to sort of have an in between, you know. So an in between learning for my sake and kind of learning for by just kind of getting like seeing the style from other people. So it's like I wouldn't say this is my style in any way. It's just like the way I'll be kind of trying to teach myself right now and how I'm going to develop my style. And I think it's really cool to just kind of get some of this down. And it's basic stuff like building stuff up. So yeah, in a way, it is kind of sort of developing my thing, but it's not like my style yet, because I haven't done enough iteration in my own process. But yeah, thanks for saying that anyway. I guess the real compliment should be, well, it's really cool seeing you trying to study. Yeah, that's just kind of what I'm doing. I'm not claiming anything. I'm not claiming the poses or anything. I might use them for character designs on top of that later, but so far it really is just a little bit of looking, and keeping it like that way. That's the funniest thing. I never claimed to have a style. I always just keep on copying. I just always try to keep on teaching myself tactics on how to approach drawing these until I just started doing it independently. All right, cool. Yeah, sorry for being a little bit pedantic, but I don't want to look like, hey, yeah, no, this is my drawing. This is all me, and like like without any sense of shame. I'm literally looking at a tutorial or whatever. Like literally while saying that, like that would be so scummy, and I don't want to start off even close to anywhere like that. I just want to nip that in the big round butt before it even starts. Really get it going. No, don't feel yourself pressured into thinking you said something wrong. You didn't. It's a little my own like fear, kind of coming in through that. But yeah, I'm trying. I definitely want to make this my own thing, because again, again, just it all comes back to like how much do I want to be myself? How much do I want to be generally audience friendly, and how much do I want to, in the pursuit of both of those things, actually do something cool with it. And so far, yeah, I feel like that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. It's always cool. That's the final thing about about deadlines. Even though they told me at the that rep told me like, oh, we respect your art style, your creative process. It's still at the end of the day, it's still not fully mine, and I feel like that's always something I want to consider. Because I like doing this because I like teaching myself this, like this, because there's no pressure, even if it looks bad, versus like being part of a school and being part of projects. And so again, yeah, I don't know. I struggle to really make a point of any of this, and just not just fucking trauma dump in my own weird way. Ugh. Mm. Mm. Always like the weird funny fingers that sometimes do with like a well actually like a well actually. It looks funny. Especially with fingers. Like this person like Line Sensei has such a good amount of tutorials. Like obviously you have some fucking God, I'm looking at a tutorial like how to easy foot drawing method. Cute feet any angle. How to draw the butt and pelvis any angle. Easy beginner breast and chest tutorial. That's what I'm looking at right now, and I think that's fucking funny. But yeah, beyond that, they actually do have some good like figure drawing tutorials, and like right now I'm doing the in-depth volume 1 body construction with simple volumes tutorial, and I feel like again genuinely they're doing a lot of good stuff. Cute feet any angle, yes. That's actually what it says. Cute feet any angle. Oops. Here. Down there. Cute feet any angle. I mean, to be honest, I have been drawing the breasts and whatever I'm doing right now purposefully smaller so I don't start out doing porn proportions. That is the danger. That is the danger. Cute feet any angle. I hate drawing human feet. They do not look cute at any angle. I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link. Discord, I'm howling at the moon. You've been purposely drawing the boobs small. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I don't want to condition myself drawing from the get-go in porn proportions. Ooh, that's really cool. Now, one person that I said a couple of streams ago, I really like their art style. Like, I want to take inspiration from the PNG Puma thing. Like, that person just gave me a refollow. That's pretty cool. Oh. Oops. Sorry, I just got distracted again because I type in D into my search bar and it auto directs me to DeviantArt. It's like, damn it, I just pressed fucking enter automatically and just had to read my messages. But yeah, I'm gonna slide feet into your DMs. Ooh. Fucking ooh. 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 Shit. Right now with my paste. Actually, you know what? With my big toe, I'm gonna press the enter key. Boop. It is a funny name for a tutorial, though. Oh my god, bro. Reset the zoom. uh Hey, some bullshit. Drawing the boobs smaller here. And on that bombshell, it's time to end the show. Yeah, seriously though, thanks everybody for being here. This has been a lot of fun. And I'm glad we got some really cool things going, some decent attempts at trying to analyze figure drawings and stuff like that, coming up with some cool angles. And yeah, just I don't know, genuinely hearing me yap and actually trauma dump a little bit. I like that. And yeah, I hope a lot of you had fun, and they will be. I don't know if I will be doing a gaming stream tomorrow. Maybe if my microphone doesn't end up sounding like ass like last time. But yeah, otherwise I'll be streaming around the same time. Next stream will be Cute Feet Any Angle. If you want it to be might as well. Damn it. Guess I set myself up for that. Yeah, I guess next stream is going to be Cute Feet at Any Angle. On Fritzovich's request. And on that bombshell. Good night, everybody.